This is one of 40 press conferences being held around the country by mayors against illegal guns. The organization is comprised of a little over 800 mayors from around the country, over 200 of which are from Pennsylvania. We want to emphasize that we're in full support of the Second Amendment, but we don't think, and neither does the Supreme Court if we read that decision, think that this means unbridled use of firearms. It means firearms with reasonable restrictions and reasonable controls.
Thank you, Mayor Gray. What I'd like to say is this, is that the city of Reading, we have our issues that we're dealing with, just like all of the other major cities here in Pennsylvania. This Friday, we're having a crime summit where the governor and the 2 senators are coming with some of our Congress people and our elected representatives, because, as you know, last year we had 15 homicides in the city of Reading. We started off this year with 2 on New Year's Day, and last week we had a 15-year-old that was shot in the vestibule of where he lives.
What specifically are we calling for? It's a 3-pronged plan. 1, require every gun buyer to pass a criminal background check. Now currently, if you're not aware, there's a no-fly list of potential terrorists that are not allowed to board airplanes in the United States. They can go to a gun show in Berks County or Lancaster County and fill up their trunk with guns. There's no background check at gun shows. So potential terrorists who cannot fly in our airplanes can buy guns, including guns similar to the one that was used in Newtown, Connecticut. If that alone isn't an argument to do something about this, that is. 2, we're asking that military-style assault weapons and high-capacity magazines be taken off our streets. Now, people will say this violates the Second Amendment. I'll point out to you that in the Crimes Code in Pennsylvania, a prohibited offensive weapon, one of the things it's defined as, is a sawed-off shotgun, or a shotgun with a barrel of less than 18 inches. Why? Because that's used offensively. It's a prohibited offensive weapon, the same as switchblades, blackjacks, brass knuckles. How is an assault weapon not a prohibited offensive weapon? In addition, to have clips that hold up to 100 bullets, certainly no sportsman needs that. You'd have to be the worst aim in the world to need 100 bullets to bring down a deer. This allows people, such as the individual in Connecticut, to load and reload quickly and to continue a mass murder like that. So, number 2, we're asking that military-style assault weapons and high-capacity magazines get off our streets. And finally, we would like a federal statute to crack down on gun trafficking. Currently, some states have very stringent gun laws. And what happens, and I'll give you an example, New Jersey has a very stringent gun law. So what happens, people come to Pennsylvania and drive across the bridge, buy the guns, and take them back to New Jersey. Similarly in New York, we need a federal statute to crack down on gun trafficking. The current law carries the same punishment as trafficking in chicken or livestock.
To be a police officer in any municipality, any jurisdiction in this state requires extensive background check. And even after entrance into the police academy, you still have to pass the required course. After graduation from the police academy, every Pennsylvania officer is required yearly to requalify with that weapon. And frankly, that's the way it should be. So I'm always kind of miffed when people will put the argument, well, you know, why should we really be looking in the backgrounds? And I would wonder if you're comfortable with police going through that extensive kind of training and maintenance of their skills, why wouldn't you want people to be subjected to the same thing. If you live in a neighborhood with gun owners, you're hoping that they're responsible, they're law-abiding citizens, and nobody should have a problem with that.